The Fartcast. This is what happens when you give lonely white men a microphone. Yeah, two things either happen. You get migraines or you talk about things like high value women and men and women.
Hello.
Migraines.
Yeah, I'm just sort of talking to
Hold
talk.
on.
I just have a deep fear, about interrupting white men talking.
I like. Oh yeah. I forgot. I was about to make a joke about being.
You're getting angry about something.
Yeah, I used to call myself a safecracker, but people confuse that because I just meant that I was a chill white dude, but they were like taking me on heists. But yeah, I'm the same way. It's just I don't advertise that stuff because when you advertise it, it just really shows you're not doing it for other people. You're only doing it for yourself to make yourself look good.
That's why I actively try to make myself look bad.
Yeah, that's why I look like a Facebook profile pic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's really just sort of a survival instinct because it's like, if they knew what I actually was, they wouldn't. It wouldn't be good. So I've adapted.
If they discovered you're not white.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say more likely. Yeah, I'm not living in the UK, so. Yeah. But no, it's so they don't find out that I'm like a huge fucking queer and like I have wild ideas like trans people or oh.
There it is. I saw this not working earlier and then I immediately forgot while I was looking at it. For some reason, OBS once again decided to be like, no, actually, just the mic that you said is the audio source for this particular channel. We're not doing it. We're not doing that anymore. Fuck you. Yeah, well, then none of you heard of my cool thing that I was saying about feminism.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? Yeah, I mean, yeah. What's the dealio with you two? Like Lex, I know, Alex, you today, you're having problems with the food, but so let's go to Lex first.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
How you doing today? What's the dealio? You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Lovely.
Lovely. It's like,
Hell yeah. Yeah, Alex, you doing something today?
Yes, I'm currently waiting for my mother to get out of the kitchen.
Damn.
I don't know what she's doing, but she's doing
sounds like you
something.
need another kitchen.
Yes, indeed.
Women
I
get out of the kitchen, am I right? Yay,
and get
feminism.
into another one apparently.
Yeah,
But trust me, if I am trying to do that, if I could afford a second kitchen, I would have one, or like or a single kitchen like separate from this one, you know.
yeah. I mentioned second kitchen, and like the first thought that came to my mind is that horrible trend on TikTok where people would go into while on a flight, they would go into the airplane's toilet and like cook shrimp or
Why?
pasta in the toilets.
Why? Why? Why?
What? How would you
Because-
even do that?
Oh, they come up with some really crazy and dangerous shit. Like,
do you use a hang on?
last-
Do you use a okay? So you have the toilet. I don't know. I feel like airplane toilets don't have water.
okay, they're not
in them.
cooking in the toilet. They're not
Okay.
cooking like inside the toilet. They
Because
bring
then I
their
could
own-
imagine something like a sous vide steak.
No, the last video I watched, this guy cooked shrimp in the fucking toilet, and I hope this guy got banned from I think it was a Delta airline. I hope he got banned because what the dude did was he took his backpack with him or his carry-on with him in the bathroom, and he filled the sink with water, and then he took like two big like 6-volt batteries and like did some janky like wiring connection to them, and then like wired up a heating element that he put in the sink to heat up the water, and then he just like put shrimp in there and started cooking it in the sink, and it was just like, you fucking monster.
Has airplane
Also-
food really
Sorry.
become this bad that people would do this now? Just is this
I don't know,
like a
it's-
consequence of capitalism, or is this a consequence of like clout chasing?
I'm gonna have
I
to
mean,
go
both.
with clout chasing.
Ah, hell yeah.
Yeah, like I saw another video this morning on TikTok where it's a woman, a young lady inside her car. The car has flipped over, so she's upside down, strapped to her seat with a seatbelt up, in her flipped over car, and she's just like, "Hey, if you ever want to know what it's like to be in a flipped car, here you go." And she just shows she's got like blood dripping off of her forehead and shit. I'm like, why the fuck are you? Where are the cops? And like she's like, okay, this is what it's like. I'm gonna call the cops now. I'm gonna call 911.
I feel like
get
she
outta
should have
here.
done that first, but like shouts out to that's a cool I feel like that's a really cool thing to do.
And well, it's just like, goddamn, I don't like to shit on newer younger generations, but so many people are just so unserious about life.
Is that not better in a sense?
Maybe. It's that it feels like that whole there's that whole meme of the F students are future inventors thing. That like it was some fucking man dude podcaster made a video saying like, oh, the A and B students, they're gonna be working for the F students. The F students don't give a shit about traditional stuff. They're the explorers. They're the inventors and shit like that.
Yeah, our
and it's just
society
like,
is not really there for inventors and explorers. That is the thing.
no.
I have to interrupt this broadcast with a thing that I saw on Twitter. And it's somebody asking, "Your Priok reserved in 2025 and wake up in 2500. What is the first thing you want to know?" And a top answer to this tweet was, "What's the price of Bitcoin? Do I have anyone?" This is the least bad one, the less bad one. And then it follows up with, Do I have anyone alive from my direct bloodline? Although it would be so dilute 2,500 years later.
Yeah, why?
Are you stupid?
I mean, probably the worst thing I would say, like one of the things I'd want to know is if my credit union is still around, and if it is, do I still have my bank accounts? Because 2,500 years of interest would be pretty good to have around, especially if they still use money.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't think even the bank would survive that long. Maybe not even the concept of money.
There's banks that have survived for more than 500 years. That's the
I
thing.
would like to know if we are still on Earth.
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
I
that'd
assume
be-
probably my first question would be like, "Oh, what the fucking Jesus Christ? What's going on?" And then I would assume that they would have like a package. Like, I assume that I wouldn't have to ask much in the way of questions, but they would provide me with a sort of basic package of information that I need to be aware of, and then based upon that, I would presumably formulate new questions.
If your
yeah,
biological
I-
interface is like not compatible with whatever the fuck they're communicating with.
I would hope that I'm not one of the first people, because if they can like cryo unpreserve me, I would assume that they have like really advanced technology. I mean, I could be very unlucky and I'm just one of the first people that they like wake up.
You'd hope they'd have like a good onboarding package.
And yeah, in which
for you,
case
like,
I might be like, do you speak English? Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Hablan español? Charles catalá? That would be sort of
And it's just
Esperanto.
Chinese.
yeah, it's just people speaking Chinese. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't speak.
Or no, it's like a weird hybrid of Spanish, English, and Chinese, like in Firefly.
I understand most of what you're saying, 2/3 of the words.
I wonder if they
Accidentally
do
being
like
racist.
I wonder if they do something like what they did with Captain America, where they just like put you in a room that's similar to the room you like your apartments, and they just slowly like drip feed you. But then you go insane and you punch through the wall and you run outside and you see flying cars and actual furries around and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
This is the universe how it works, honestly. I really
The worst thing I think it would be is if they unfreeze you and they like just put you in a zoo. And they're like, this is
I would like
early
to see
21st
animals of
century.
the future. I would like to see them.
No, you're the
He's
exhibit.
dead.
You're
Like-
the 21st century white male.
Deliberately misunderstanding. I mean, I did do the whole fucking I did write a whole short story about that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
I
would.
got-
So the thing with like cryopreservation companies is they do tend to like create. So like part of their business is to like have these sort of long-term stability account. Like their aim is to become very long-term institutions that sort of pave the way for people who got cryopreserved to sort of have a good life when they come out. The thing is just that, you know, who knows if like. I mean, I would love for them to be like, yeah, no, it's like that you don't have any money anymore, but money is no longer a thing. You can just have whatever you want because you basically live in the culture. That would rule.
Alcor, the one company that was trying to do that, actually went bankrupt, and I think their cryo chambers actually thawed out. And it's like, yeah, all these heads are just ruined.
That is
all these-
insane.
Yeah, literally, they went bankrupt in the cryo. Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, we've got like 2,000 heads, and they're all just gone. They're just gone now.
I wouldn't want to do this with an American cryopreservation company. Is the thing. Maybe like there's a Swiss one. I would go with a Swiss one.
Yeah, maybe Swiss, maybe Danish, Norwegian. I mean, Norway has the seed vaults, so they're certainly making strides towards
Yeah,
like
you could
a
just, it would, ideally,
institutional.
you would put that kind of thing far up north, wouldn't you?
Yeah, on a geologically yeah, because this was Alcor was like in California, like
Yeah.
the worst place to have. You want geological stability, consistent weather.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it was, yeah, it was just. On the one hand, I kind of feel bad for the people they scam, but on the other hand, it's like you should, you should
Was it a
thought
scam though,
put
or
more
was it
thought into
just
this
like
before they cut your.
a plan that doesn't work? You know what I mean? I feel like that wasn't necessarily a scam. It's just sort of they didn't manage to deliver what they wanted to do.
I'm not sure about the whole thing. The thing that really caused like a red, because it started in the 90s, and the thing that really kind of was a red flag, even to me as a kid back in the 90s, was they would offer either full body preservation or just your head.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, what are they going to do with just your head?
I mean,
how's that going to work?
Presumably, when you have the technology to unfreeze people from that kind of situation, it is kind of implied that you would also have the technology to regrow their body. Because that's like the type of work that you have to do anyway when you do this. So that probably would be fine.
So I'm shocked. It probably wasn't a scam. It was just like, pre 9/11 optimism. Pax Americana optimism.
Yeah.
That seemed to be that people seem to be oddly nostalgic about, but I do remember growing up in the 90s and the Cold War was over, but we still had a lot of shit going wrong. We had like religious cults,
There's
and
always something,
There's always something going on. This actually reminds me of a story I listened to on YouTube. I gotta find the channel, and actually I should find the story and post it in promo. It was a story about a writer who was facing a really nasty divorce and also like debt collectors and shit, and he got an offer from this company to basically be cryogenically frozen for 250 years, and they were going to pay off all his debts, and because they just wanted to run this. He was between a rock and a hard place, and they made this offer to him, so he took him up on the offer. And by the way, he was living in England at the time. He was living in England, so they take him to this facility. They basically just like give him a shit ton of drugs so he passes out.
Yeah.
And they make it look like all scientific, like everybody's in white coats and it's all very clean and stuff. And then he wakes up sometime, and they put him in the chamber and put him to sleep. And then he wakes up sometime later. His chamber is in this weird, this cave. And it opens up, and there's like two people there. They're both like very, very dark skinned people, and they're wearing the same kind of suits, but they're wearing them more as like religious garb.
Yeah.
And they talk to him and they say, "You're one of the last ones to return to us."
Yeah.
And he tries asking him more questions, and they're like, "This is all the English we know. All we know is to tell you you've returned." And they basically like cut him loose, and they take him out of the cave, and there's just this. It's like this post-apocalyptic desert, and there's shacks everywhere, and he's just sort of like, "What the fuck happened?" And apparently, like the place he was in is now a temple and shit. And so he just sort of bums around, trying to figure out what to do because everybody's like. It's hot out. It's dry. People are doing nomadic herding and shit like that. And he's just like, "Oh man, I really fucked up." we really fucked up. What happened? Eventually, somebody comes out and tells him he was pranked. It was his wife. His wife pranked him. They basically drugged him up, put him in a casket, flew the casket to South Sudan, and then just let him loose.
That is an epic prank. I would immediately be suspicious to be like, how did these guys resurrect me if we live in Mad Max?
Yeah, it was. There was a ton of questions he never bothered to ask, and like apparently the reason his wife did this is because she knew he was squirreling away money, and like his basic attitude, he had like a really bad attitude, like I'm better than everyone else kind of attitude, and she kind of just wanted just to fuck with him. And also they apparently turned it into a reality TV show because he was
Hang on,
being secretly filmed.
this a story or a thing that really happened?
Yeah, because afterwards, after he comes back to his senses, he's like, "Wait, you made a TV show about this?" And immediately he was like, "Okay, where the fuck is my cut?" And they were like, "Oh, we used your cut to pay your debt collectors, so they don't chase after you."
That does not answer the question that I asked.
I know it doesn't answer the question. I just wanted to. I need to find it. It was because the way the guy read it, it was a video. He made it sound like a sci-fi horror until the very end when he finds out he's been pranked. Because just the whole like. Actually, that I'm surprised that hasn't happened. I know there's a couple instances where people like went in the bunkers thinking the world was going to end, and they come out like 6 months later and they're like, "What happened?" And it's like nothing happened.
I love this whole story of like the guy who in like late 2019 went into like the woods, not because he was like a doomsday prepper or anything. He was just someone who liked being off the grid for extended periods of time. And then he's like, well, I think I've had enough. And he comes out, like he drives to sort of the nearest supermarket, and like everyone is wearing these face masks. It's like, why is everyone wearing masks? What the fuck is happening? Why are you wearing masks? And people are like, hey, no, you can have one. Come on, it's okay.
Yeah, there's just
that would freak me the fuck out, though.
Oh yeah, coming back to society in the middle of an epidemic, that would mess you up. There was another one that was a TV. I don't know if it was a real story, but they made like a TV show about it. It was like an episode of one of those like special cop shows, like Law and Order or something, where it's a doomsday prepper who went before the year 2000, back when they thought Y2K was going to end the world.
Yeah.
He went into his bunker, and then but he didn't tell anybody in his neighborhood about it. So his house was basically like abandoned for a year while he was in the bunker, and like police showed up because he obviously wasn't paying his property taxes or anything, and his place was looking run down. And they find the bunker, and they open it up, and the first thing he does is like pull out a shotgun from inside the bunker, and it gets heated, but everything calms down. And he comes out, he's got like a big beard, he's dirty and filthy. He's like, "What year is it?" And they're like, "It's 2001. And he's like, "Has the world ended?" And they're like, What are you talking? What?" He's like, "Yeah, Y2K. Did the world end?" And they're like, "No." He's like, "Oh shit. I did all that for nothing." And then like he walks, they get him acclimated. He walks up and he sees like his house is in this, only his house is in disarray. All the other houses behind, like the lawn's overgrown shit. And he looks at the front door and there's like a mountain of newspapers and mail. And he's like, "Oh fuck, I forgot to cancel that." And it's just like a mountain.
I feel like
of
if I genuinely believed the world was ending, I wouldn't necessarily. I feel like I would allow myself the luxury of not going to the trouble of canceling my subscriptions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was
Like,
just it was just really funny, and like the only high stakes thing is like he thought he was being raided, so you know there was like a standoff, but you know that quickly got ironed out, figured out. But yeah, it's just this is a really interesting talk. I like this.
yeah, it's yes, I agree.
Yeah, I don't know where to take it from there
Yeah,
because
we're doing
yeah.
okay. The thing
Yeah.
is too, like a bunch of people are watching Joy playing Mass Effect, which I appreciate that she's finally fucking doing it. She's finally finishing that shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, good for her.
Have you?
Yeah, I was very, very
I
torn.
have forgotten to turn out on the camera.
Yes. Sorry, Lex. What's going on?
I was saying that I was very torn between watching Joy and joining you today, and I decided you have migraine, so you need some moral support.
I bought Joy Mass Effect like years ago.
She told me the whole story.
Yeah, and like recently we were at a dinner party, and I was under the impression that she had finished the game, and like someone and me, we were talking. I think it was even like Joe and me, my boyfriend, right? We were talking about Mass Effect, and then she went like la 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 la, like holding the like her fingers in her ears, and
Oh.
then I was like, "Have you not finished it?" And she was like, "No." And then, of course, I remembered that the reason she stopped playing it is because she was like being cucked by Edie, and she couldn't take it because she wanted to fuck Joker. Shouts! It was very funny to me in that particular moment. So I'm glad she's finally gotten over herself and.
I started playing. I played the Seven Seas version of Expedition 33, and I just bought it, so I'm gonna restart playing it legitimately. But Expedition 33 it's very French, and it's very turn-based RPG, and it's very, very good.
But I hear it's turn-based RPG in like a JRPG type way, isn't it? It's not in like
Yeah.
It doesn't have a
It's kind of
tactical feel, like a a tactical layer.
no. It's really big on parrying.
Yeah.
And the pairing. I talked with a friend of mine who's completed the game, and he said like when you get to like the final boss, the pairing mechanic is more like DDR, like Dance Dance Revolution. And I'm like, I
Which is
don't
also
know.
the pairing mechanic that Alex is currently utilizing, cutting that ginger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if I understand
What the fuck? You cannot say that.
It's pairing
I
because
hold on?
it's cutting. It's also called pairing, but in a different way.
There's one character in Expedition 33 you get in that joins your party. I think he's called like Monoko, and he's just this like weird guy with just covered in hair. His head's just covered in hair, and he wears like this wooden mask. And he's got like some of the best lines. Like one of his kids runs up to him screaming about something, and he's like, "Not now, son." He's like, "Not now, son. Your father has people he's got to beat up now."
I have
And
I'm looking at the like viewership, and this at some point we had like in the beginning we had like 8 viewers, and then it suddenly dropped to 4, and I choose to believe that's the moment in time where where it was relayed to me that my microphone was off.
oh,
And
jeez.
then
Oh well.
they all left. That would be very funny. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you doing though, Alex?
My dinner. not dumplings at all. What is it? I don't know. I'm sort of improvising.
I actually made a bolognese today. Shit, I forgot to put in copious amounts of garlic. That's what I forgot.
Oh,
To be
yeah,
fair,
you
like
should probably
bolognese.
do that.
It was still good though. It's kind of the thing that happened is that I was feeling kind of like, oh yeah, I think I'm feeling like fennel today. I think I'd like some fennel in this bolognese, and I just put like a bunch of fennel seeds in the spice grinder that I have, and I'm like, okay, this is maybe a bit much, but it'll be fine. And I blend it up, and I chuck it in, and then it's like it's already in, but I smell it. And I look at like the packaging where the fennel seeds were in, and I realized that it was cumin seeds.
Oh, oof,
Yeah.
oof.
It still tastes good. It just tastes very strongly of cumin.
Well, as long as you still like it, that's important. Hey, only thing I had today so far is bisque. My grocery store, they offer a house brand of soups, and they have a tomato bisque with garlic and parmesan that's really good.
Oh yeah.
And hell yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, I
I
gotta
also
stay
oh,
sharp.
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, I also they start offering Dubai style chocolate at my store.
Fuck off.
What?
No, keep going, but fuck off also.
Oh, so yeah, I got a bar of Dubai style chocolate, and I had a little bit of it, and it's the level like I ate it and it tasted amazing. Everything was great, but it just feels like something that's like too decadent for me to eat.
Lex, did this
It's
happen
like
in Poland too, where everyone was like all about Dubai shit last year, like over the Christmas Day
yeah,
time?
I have no
yeah.
clue. I'm sorry. I am very unplugged from Polish news.
Because like all of Germany was just all about the Dubai shit, and they were selling Dubai chocolate for like $8 a bar. It was
What is the Dubai shit in the first place? You
so
have
it's
to.
basically it's I mean it's like a classic. It's a specific well,
It's
it's not even necessarily a
pistachio.
chocolate preparation, but it does usually come with chocolate. It's like pistachio and kadayif, and they put like chocolate
Yeah,
over it. It's
yeah,
like a pretty
yeah,
popular
yeah,
dessert in parts of like the Middle East, and this sort of
yeah.
impacted the Western world. Certainly Germany like a bomb.
Well, the funny thing is like I look at the package because yeah, it's that second one, Kadif is like basically just phyllo dough, like
Yeah, yeah,
baklava,
yeah.
kind of puff pastry dough, and it's really good. It's really tasty, but like I looked at it and said like Dubai style chocolate, and I flip it over and it's like product of Turkey.
Yeah,
So it's like
they make it a lot. Is it
yeah. So
ridiculously expensive?
it was $20.
Jesus fucking Christ!
I saw it there. I was like, they had it like in a stand, behind the. Huh? What's that? And they're like, oh yeah, this is something that's apparently it's really popular on TikTok.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was
I mean,
like,
it
oh,
honestly, like the Christmas markets last year, everyone was trying to do Dubai shit. And what really got me mad that a lot of the time what they sold as Dubai was literally just there was like they had pistachio in it, which
yeah,
isn't the point of Dubai.
yeah. So I was because I like saw I'm like, oh, I like chocolate, I like pistachio,
Yeah.
and yeah, this is pretty expensive, but I'll give myself a little treat. And yeah, I went and looked up online about it. And it's just, there's places all over online selling it, and it's just like, wait, this is, it's literally just pistachios. It's like whatever dish with pistachios.
Yeah.
It may be phyllo dough in it, or what that word you said. Yeah,
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
yeah. I guess that says something about trends Because you're talking, apparently now we're just getting to buy chocolate over here in the hinterland.
Yeah. I feel like it was much more of a trend in, I don't know, how was it in Spain? The whole Dubai thing.
It was not.
Then it seems to have been like specifically sort of a German thing, if it isn't like... A friend of mine had a really fun story about it, but I forgot. Fuck. It was something about like him having... It was like... Oh, no, it was such... He had such a funny analogy with it.
But yeah, as far as like decadent stuff like that, like my most decadent thing I prefer, and this could really say something about my tastes as an American when it comes to candy, but it's like Kinder Chocolate and like Milka Chocolate is like the most decadent thing I'll eat. You know, just basic ass German and Italian chocolates.
Feel incredibly terribly decadent. That feels pretty reasonable to me.
I mean, compared to what we get, compared to Hershey chocolate, you know. Actually, that's a question I have. Do they actually is Hershey chocolate actually sold over there?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I mean, yes, but in like specialty shops and things like that.
They sell it at my local supermarket.
Okay.
Do they?
Like,
yes, they actually do. They started doing it a couple years ago, and I was like, damn, this is like American Hershey's chocolate. Everyone's always on about how, like, you know, because America and all that. And I bought it and I ate it, and I was like, wow, this is like really
horrible.
bad. Like, it's like okay, but why does it taste like it's been thrown up? What the fuck? No, but they still sell that shit.
It's like really orange. Look at that. Look at how orange this is.
That's gorgeous, though.
That's lovely looking. That's a good piece.
Great. What are you
The only
making?
thing I know about the Hershey's is they taste significantly different than European chocolate.
They really do. They really do.
Yeah, because they add that one chemical to the milk, because they initially did it to make the milk last longer, and it did alter the taste of the chocolate. But now they keep doing it because that's what Americans are used to. You know, it's purely just the nostalgia thing. And honestly, I think they could just like stop using that chemical, and the chocolate would improve so much more.
Well, you know, it's the local thing, as they say. It's kind of it's the local thing. Never try the local thing. There's a reason why it's the local thing, except because of America's overwhelming cultural victory about the world. America's local thing is something everyone can enjoy.
It's the thing.
Or deal with.
Yeah, so but they do actually still. I feel so bad because like Care here from the server, she sent me like a care package of like American sweets, I think a year ago, and I still have like half of it because every time I eat any of it, I feel like I can feel my teeth falling out.
Yeah, our treats are pretty intense. That
Is
was
it
like
that they are just sweeter or just disgusting?
I feel like I feel like some of them are even like good. But they're so sweet. Like I remember the first time I remember getting like a package of like I would even say Europeanized American candy, and it was like I ate it on stream and I think it gave me a migraine because it was so sweet. And now I have like a bunch of stuff. I have like a egg, like a ceramic egg that I have that's like filled with Laffy Taffy. And I
love Laffy Taffy.
Every time I eat it, I can feel my teeth melting. Because
Laffy Taffy is intentionally super sweet.
It's not. I don't even find the flavor. I mean, it's very sweet, but I feel like there's just something about the sugar that is aggressive to my teeth.
And they're not really using high fructose corn syrup. They just use regular. Like I know, especially with Laffy Taffy, it's just. I think with Laffy Taffy, it's just like corn syrup and sugar. I don't think there's really much else in Laffy. I have to take a look, but I don't think there's much else in Laffy Taffy.
You know what? Let me actually get a Laffy Taffy right now. I will procure it, and you will see me suffer on stream.
For our joy.
Oh, I just learned something. Laffy Taffy is a subsidiary of Fiero, the Italian chocolate company.
You went Ferrero?
Yeah, you know, make the Kinder Chocolat and the Kinder Eggs, Kinder
Yeah,
Surprise. Yeah, it's the same company now. Let me
I
look.
see.
I also still have a bunch of Airheads, Nerds, and Dots, which are just unopened.
Oh, I don't like Airheads. Yeah, I'm looking at the ingredient list for Laffy Taffy, and it's basically just corn syrup and coconut oil.
This is Laffy Taffy sour apple. It says jokes on every wrapper. What's spicy but cold? Okay, hang on. Why are Florida hotels so nice? What's spicy but cold in the winter? No punchline. Oh, answers under flap. Okay, hang on.
Okay.
Why are Florida hotels so nice? The amenities. What's spicy but cold in the winter? Chili peppers.
Apparently, there's a list of jokes on that come from Laffy Taffy rappers. Here's a good one. What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. Yeah.
I have. So I'm tearing this apart. It's very aggressively green, first of all. And it just sticks to the wrapper to such a ridiculous extent that I'll have to scrape this. I can't even like. Look at this
Yeah,
shit.
I'm looking at the ingredient list. It's basically corn syrup and coconut oil, but it also has malic acid, you know, for the sourness. But it also has egg, less than 2% egg albumin.
I can't, like, I literally cannot get it out of the wrapper.
I mean,
Is there a trick to this?
one trick
Persistence.
one trick we would do is we put it in the refrigerator and cool it down a little bit, so then it's harder, and then it won't stick to the wrapper.
Look at this.
But then you make it, you make it very hard. Hang on, I gotta go over to YouTube and.
I should put this in the refrigerator then, is there?
Yeah, to make it easier to
pulling pieces of this shit off it. This is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, no, I understand. It's it's
Forgot to try this.
fresh. If you actually go to like a state fair or a candy shop where you can get fresh Laffy Taffy, it's even worse. It's even gooier, and it's very good. You know, fresh Laffy Taffy, but it's a mess. You know, you're only gonna make your migraine worse, right?
Who gives a shit? So right now, you know what? It's
You're
nice.
not entertained.
I don't even feel like it's overly sweet.
You must be you're getting Americanized.
I mean, it is very sweet. It's just not ridiculously sweet. I've had worse.
Yeah.
But now my thumbs are green.
And they're sticky. You have to wash your hands to get the sugar off. Otherwise, you'll get ants. That's how you get ants.
I will be back.
This fun.
The one, this reminds me of a guy on YouTube. I was still watched from time to time. He took a trip to Japan, and one of the things he made a video about was going to the pop-up cafes, like for Pokemon and various animes and stuff, where they intentionally sell like these over-the-top, like beautiful-looking desserts and stuff. And from when you look at them, they look like the most sugariest, sweetest, like things possible. But then when you actually eat them, it's like they're really not sweet at all. There's like like for him, it was like not very sweet at all, and it was really surprising to him. And it's like, oh no, like our taste buds are just so fried from all the sugar we eat that actually having a respectable dessert was
I
was
can
underwhelming to him.
barely tolerate like
Yeah.
Italian desserts because they're so like rich and sweet and decadent. I need like I honestly when it comes to I like sweet, I really do. But I think when it comes to dessert, especially after having had like a good decent meal, I much appreciate tang over sweetness. I want to be
I-
refreshed.
I like sweet, but like less so in a dessert form. I like sweet and savory.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I usually don't have dessert. I just like
I've been
It's
going
so
back to
picky.
just having stuff like fruit for dessert. You
I
know,
mean, to be
just
fair, like modern fruit is like very high in sugar.
Yeah.
Like, and not to say it's unhealthy, but like we have like selectively bred it to be very, very sweet to the point that you cannot feed modern fruits, like modern domesticated fruits, to certain animals because it's like too sweet for them.
yeah, that's true. There's also like other factors as well, but yeah.
I really like pastries for
I
dessert
like going.
because they're not too sweet.
It's not too sweet.
Pastries.
Hi.
There's a
Yeah,
particular cake that it's called Philadelphia cake. It's like a cream cheese cake with like specifically Philadelphia, and it's very tangy.
Oh, it's a cheesecake.
Yeah, but it's not a heavy. It's a very very light cheesecake, and that's my favorite cake. And I cannot help but compare every single cake that I have in my entire life to that
I'm
cake.
trying really hard.
And most cake is not like that cake.
I have to. That was the one thing that always surprised me about being in Germany was how specifically Philadelphia cream cheese like took over.
Oh yeah, people love that shit here.
Yeah, I mean we have it here as well, but it's just surprising. It was just like one of those things where it's like, huh, this American brand just sort of. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, but you know, it's kind of odd going into a German or European grocery store and seeing Philadelphia there.
I mean, it would be weird because that is a city located in the United States.
To be fair, I had the same reaction the first, like when I became aware of like cars and shit, and my interest in cars, and being like, there's a lot of Fords over here, but they're not like the Fords we have back at home. They're like different and weird, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
your
American car
your-
companies. There's like a lot of complaints by like American car manufacturers that like, oh, Europeans aren't buying. This is a post I saw. It was like stupid right wing shit that like Europeans aren't buying their fair share of American cars, and it's like,
Oh
well,
yeah.
produce some fucking cars that fit on our roads, you idiots.
I hate those. You see them on TikTok once in a while. I think I told you about them before, but like the certain type of like Euro trash douchebags, and also in Australia as well, who will buy American pickup trucks and just drive them around in like Germany or the Netherlands or Australia and complain when people don't like that they're driving their gigantic American yachts all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, I think I told you about that one guy from Germany who's like, you know, he has like a Ford Super Duty pickup truck, which is it's already a massive truck here in the States, but I think he lives in Baden-Württemberg,
Yeah.
going by the license plate. But he made videos about like bragging about how much hate he gets for driving this thing around. And like in most of the videos, it's like people are just like either ignoring him or just trying to get around him, and he's like, yeah, they hate people like us who drive real trucks and shit. And I'm like, you really want to be a victim, don't you?
I love the type of guy who's just like willfully obtuse and like shitty and annoying. And it's like, damn,
Yeah.
I feel so like it's so cool of me to be like this because people really hate it. It's like, what the fuck is up with you? What the fuck is going
Yeah,
on in your head?
There was another guy in Australia who bought like a Dodge Ram pickup. And he like made apparently there's like an Australian Dodge Ram owners group on Facebook. And he posted a picture of his truck parked in a spot, and it's taking up the full spot. It's like right up to the lines of the parking spot. And then like a car, somebody like a Toyota Corolla, like parked in the spot next to him. And he was having a complete shit fit about like, how are these people so inconsiderate? How am I supposed to get into my truck when you park in the spot next to me? Can't people think about other people for once? And it's like,
Jesus Christ.
are you just Yeah, it's like, what the fuck is? Why are people like this?
There's this like this famous little French car that like even in the worst
like
conditions always works. I don't remember its name.
Wait,
I know exactly what you're talking about. I know the exact car.
What is it called?
So, first let me post a picture to make sure this is the car you're talking about.
Okay. Be mysterious.
Yeah, this one. Is that the one you're thinking of?
No, that's not the one I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
That isn't actually what I'm thinking of. No, Alex, you had an idea as to what I could mean.
I mean, yes, but it's not French. I was thinking the Hilux.
The
I think it's that
Hilux?
Toyota.
Oh, the Toyota
Oh no, not the
Hilux,
No, no, that's it's like a smaller. Well, it's not necessarily small. It's like normal-sized car that they would go through like horrible storms and natural catastrophes with. And I saw like there was I remember thinking about this car often, but like I forgot what it's called. Fucking.
It could be like a Renault 4, or there's like a Renault Twingo. France makes a lot of like really both weird but really sturdy, reliable cars.
Yeah, we give them a lot of shit, but
I mean,
Not enough.
yeah, they. I'm trying to think. It could be any number of cars from France.
you know every car.
I know, but when you say like popular, go anywhere small French car, that can be like
car,
7.
Dude.
Okay, we got the Renault Dauphine, the Citroën 2CV, the Citroën SA. There's the Peugeot.
I didn't actually expect
504.
you to start naming every car. This is very impressive and also a little scary.
Well, and they're all French. The Alpine A310. Also, the great thing about French companies is that they don't give them actual names. They're just mostly just numbers. Like Peugeot has like, the 104, the 204, the 304, and then like the new versions of them, they just 205, 305, and They just it makes it easy to remember them. But still, I'm trying to think. Do you remember what like the logo or emblem looked like?
No, but the car was white, which means nothing. I think I may be talking about the Citroën C15.
Oh, that's like a van. Let me look it up.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that's what I mean, but it looks weird. Did I
Oh,
may
it
have
definitely looks weird.
let me post a picture of this car so everyone can know what I'm talking about. I love how silly this conversation is.
Oh yeah, that's a C15. Is that the car you're talking about?
No, that's the Citroën C15, which may be the
Oh,
car I'm
okay.
talking about. Now that I'm thinking, the more I think about it, the less I remember it. I suppose it's slipped through the cracks of my.
One little interesting thing about the French auto industry is that for the longest time, Chrysler was a big manufacturer of cars in France. They sold them as Simcas, and by the late 70s, it kind of Chrysler was in a really bad spot, so they sold off their European operations to I think Peugeot, and because of that, they ended up making some really, really weird cars. I'm trying to look. There's one car that was very, very strange. It was called like the oh god, I can't. It was called like the Talbot Simca something or other, and it was an early type of like SUV that didn't sell well, but was still super iconic and popular. Here's a picture of it. This was like a weird, like Chrysler.
That looks cool though.
Yeah, it's like a weird Chrysler Peugeot like hybrid, and it's an SUV, but it was like designed in the late 70s, and yeah, this is why I say like French cars are quirky and weird. Is like it's not in a bad way. I think it's in a really cool way. I think France is one of the few places, especially in the auto industry, where they want to try new things.
There is a
Yeah, they want to be
there is a
different.
sort of pragmatism about French automobiles. The fucking chair is constantly flooring itself. I have to retighten the feather.
Oh yeah, I gotta do.
For being like quite an expensive office chair, this thing is really sort of not well made, which just goes back to the whole like it doesn't matter anymore that you buy a quality product. It will still break in a year.
Oh yeah, I watched a video about furniture and about how like all furniture now is basically just made to be broken and thrown away, and why and they basically explained why that'll happen. A lot, like especially here in the States, like a lot, furniture making was mostly done in the South, like in North Carolina and in Mississippi, because they always had a lot of timber there, and of course, and there was also a lot of cheap labor there. So a lot of furniture was built there and was made of.
That looks gorgeous.
That looks good. That looks
I'm
tasty.
trying to get a better picture. Wait a second. Didn't see it in full. Okay, there you go.
Beautiful.
That looks gorgeous.
Beautiful.
That looks tasty.
Let's see. I honestly wasn't giving it my all, but I'm very good at this.
I appreciate the humility, dude. That's really.
I mean, sometimes being humble is admitting you're very good at something.
That's true. That I mean, it is. I mean, you are like the queen of cooking, and
Indeed.
Oh,
sort of
absolutely.
I am
formulating
the
things.
last bastion of the Western civilization, like with all the women getting out of the kitchen.
That's
I was
true.
there to cover the spot.
That's true.
Return.
Lifting the
Return.
weights.
But yeah, basically,
Yeah, I did not overcook it.
yeah. Oh, good.
It is, I mean, you cannot really see it in the picture, but it's
I
like
can.
pink.
Yeah, I could see a bit. But like,
Yeah,
yeah,
but you
basically
cannot
the
see it.
summary of the video was thanks to IKEA and their invention of like flat pack furniture, revolutionizing the way furniture is made and transported. That's why we have basically disposable furniture nowadays.
I mean,
instead of
the issue for me is more that like it's the only thing we have anymore. It's like you can't. It used to be you could buy like cheap shit, and that would be fine. But nowadays it's like you can't get a high quality product anymore because even all the high quality brands, it's just trash.
It's just trash.
There's
yeah.
no one who
but you-
produces actual quality anymore.
Yeah.
Unless you
And-
like buy custom and then it's like $1 million.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's places here. I mean, we do have places here that do sell that quality furniture, but it's like, oh, you want a high quality, solid wood desk. You better have like $1,500.
Yeah, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
In any
Whereas, like,
case, Sito
yeah,
has shown up
anyway.
with the dailies. He's quietly brought out
Hell
the
yeah.
time guesser.
I saw him down there trying to
yeah.
save. I saw him down there trying to save Super Earth.
And this is
That is incorrect.
Oh,
this is a thing. This you played this already, right? This particular one.
Well, this round, yes.
Was this like
Okay, I'm
2020, 2021? It's definitely in the White House. Is that the
okay. Let me get it. I'm at home now, so I can actually watch.
the House of White?
I
The
heard they
Walter
call it
White
that.
House, eh? Zoom in.
And
on
By the
But
way, Space Force flag.
yeah. This is probably the
Interesting.
Situation Room or some shit.
Oh, the space. Yeah, the
it's like
space
some
force
formal
flag.
room. I don't know.
They're both wearing masks. Kamala and
Yeah, I was gonna say like 21. It
Joe.
seems like, but it's like I would like to see the C-SPAN broadcast.
yeah. Can we zoom in on
might
that?
include a
Oh wait, motion to concur in the
Senate amendment. That
amendment.
could be literally anything.
It says
yeah.
at the top what it's about.
COVID. Yeah, the
Oh,
COVID
yeah.
relief. So that would that be 2020 or 21? Is the question though.
That'd be 21 because he.
Rather, he was inaugurated in January 2021.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
this
then it
one,
would be
yeah.
2021. Okay. I don't keep track of these things.
There was a famous event a couple days before then.
Yeah.
On January, I think it might have been 5th. But I could be wrong.
6.
I could be off by one.
The-
Oh, thank you,
Is it
Lex.
the pro-state rally?
Yeah, I think he had prostate cancer
21,
flare up right
fucking
there.
let's-
That's
let's pop it.
If you zoom in really
Yeah,
close, you can kind
see
of
it,
tell.
Yeah, you can see that it's already enlarged. It's engorged.
yeah.
So are we sending this?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2021.
Damn, we got it spot
Holy
on.
shit.
That's crazy.
1.1 meters.
That's even better than I did. I got like 3 meters, I think.
You are
Nice.
leaving the American sector. Okay, well,
Okay, so this is Germany.
this might be Thailand. I'm not sure, dude. Yeah, so
it
this
could be
is
Vietnam.
British tourists.
British tourists are advised to first. Okay, so this might. I'm
So,
guessing
I don't know
this is
which of the
probably
checkpoints it is.
Vienna.
Yeah, definitely.
It could be Vienna.
Definitely.
I mean,
Okay,
it's
so-
gonna be Charlie, right?
I
If
have.
you're gonna-
It doesn't
No,
have
it's
to be.
in
There's
Checkpoint
a bunch
Charlie.
of them, and given that this game often does very strange shit. Hang on, no, that's the old Palace of the Republic.
Okay.
That's the old. It's not around anymore. It's the former. It's like the GDR parliament, I believe. I'm not sure where it was because they tore it down.
Also, this looks like before the Berlin Wall. Could you zoom out on the picture to see if we can see any kind of wall in the picture?
Give me a sec.
Yep, no problem.
I was hoping maybe it would, like, one of the roads might be called, like, Alte Parlamentstraße or some shit.
No, it was called Palast der Republik.
Yeah, well,
He's talking about the street name.
that doesn't show up either, so yeah. F you.
I have no idea where it was, but I feel like it might have been more toward like the center of town.
Oh, that might... No, that doesn't look like the Berlin Wall.
No, it's not a wall yet. I think this is like the early period.
Yeah, the wall started... The wall came up in like 1961. You are leaving the American sector...
When did the occupation or management by the Allied Control Council or whatever the fuck end in Germany?
I'm going to shoot fire tomorrow.
It's still on.
Thank you.
I think you'll be fine, Chris.
It's still going on. We're still an occupied
Okay, fucking
nation.
Die
I wanna
BRD
You know what?
Deutschland
I feel
GmbH
like
ist nicht souverän
it
ass.
feels like this is 1960 and not 55. But that's just literally my woke gut. 60, not 62.
What?
Oh,
the
wow, okay.
fuck?
So they were
holy
still-
shit.
Shit, you... Good on you, Citor.
We are on track for a perfect game.
We are on track for a perfect game. This
Okay,
this is probably the hippie trail, and that's a very long. No,
But,
actually,
This
might
is gonna
that-
be India, isn't it? Surely.
Yeah.
That one flag
It
looked
looks like
Indonesian,
India.
though. I'm not seeing
Yeah.
any Indian
That's true.
like letters.
Wait. Sergia...
In which case, it wouldn't actually necessarily be the hippie trail, and I'm just sort of. Yeah, it also has an Indonesian sort of flag on it.
Yeah.
Wait, where?
In the front, it has
the
it says
IND.
IND too. Yeah.
Yeah, IND.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
The
Although
bus...
to be fair, that could be short for India, and they just put the Indonesian flag as a bit of a joke.
Or it could be for Indians living in Indonesia.
I mean, this game has done stranger things. Yeah, but it feels very Indonesia. So, in which case, obviously, the most likely place is going to be
Jakarta.
yes. But let's see if there's other stuff that we can think about.
Yeah. I mean, that looks like a
Daya
company name with an address.
Yeah. Although,
And it
wait, this is a kilogram. So
Yeah, that would make
it looks
sense.
more like a vehicle registration.
Yeah, is that this weight of the car? That's crazy. That they put that
No,
on
this
there.
is a commercial vehicle, so it's showing the business name, the address, and the maximum weight it can carry, legally
I
carry.
see.
I see.
At least that's how it's laid out.
It's so. This is. Hang on. This is
Wait, Basung. I feel like I saw that.
That's
Yeah,
Bandung.
Oh no,
yeah.
I'm thinking of
Oh,
Bandung.
Bandung.
But
Yeah,
this
no.
these might this so okay, so this looks like a sort of like travel vehicle. Because it has like a line,
it's a
it has a
bus.
number on it, it's like heavily packed with shit. This might be some sort of like Greyhound type deal. You're in
Yeah,
Malaysia.
that's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I said before. It's a bus. And
There's
they're just
also another
packed
Indonesian
piling-
flag in the background that I'm seeing right now.
Wait, where are you seeing?
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
well,
So this
right
is
there.
most likely Indonesia, and also hot. It says hot there. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Does that
it's-
say Java or Jaya?
That is an excellent question.
Wait, so
Java would be
Maris
one of these
Jaya.
smaller ones.
Java is the main one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No, that's not the main one. The main one is
no.
the one with Jakarta on it.
Oh yeah.
Where the orangutans are.
I thought that might be the case.
God, I'm just looking at this picture, and it's just like, it's so fucking humid right there. Oh, God.
Yeah.
You want to zoom out again?
It's like, how did the Dutch control this for so long? I imagine the humidity should have killed them.
Have you been to
I mean-
the Netherlands?
Yeah, I've been to the Netherlands. It's wet, but it's not really humid.
I mean, you have to keep in mind that the Dutch are pretty resistant to heat because it's very hot in the Nether.
That is true. That is true. I don't
You
have
know, the
I
joke
don't-
was kind of funny, but it reminded me of the Minecraft movie, so I didn't laugh.
Okay,
See, I
What
thought,
are
I
the
thought
words we're
Minecraft,
looking
but-
for again for the travel destinations
I'm-
on the front
I
thing?
had the second version of the joke where I said it's pretty hot in hell because like they are demons.
Oh yeah. I mean, just look up the tragedy of the Batavia if you want to see how demonic Dutch people can
I'm
be.
curious why the first letter is an initial.
I was thinking about this too. Maybe this is like it's people's names.
Yeah.
Well,
But
this seems
yeah,
like
I'm
this
thinking
seems
it
like
might be.
here's my thought. This seems like a bus that goes on standard route all the time.
Yeah, but
'Cause
why
it's-
then
it's
the
going-
initial?
Well, maybe the name's really long. Maybe the name of the
Maybe.
city is long and they shortened it.
Maybe
Banten.
it's a shorthand for the state
Yes.
of Indonesia.
Yes.
Maybe.
And then
But
would- I mean, there should be a tingy
there
somewhere
should be a
here.
thingy somewhere in there. Yeah.
yeah, because it's showing like a standard
This is
route, like going from.
incredibly sparsely populated.
Also, those roads look. I mean, even from the map, those roads look like very difficult to drive,
In
especially
Spain,
for a bus like that.
in Spain, people would used to insult the Dutch by calling them pirates.
Calling
Thank
Dutch
you.
pirates.
Harris.
Oh,
Pirates, like, no, like they do.
There might be a different province that
Origin.
also starts with B, I guess.
That's true.
Also, this could be a stop en route where they're making a stop to offload and take people on and cargo.
Yes, that is also
I mean,
true.
finding any of the endpoints is gonna help us, I think.
Yeah.
If indeed they are
Wait, but it
endpoints.
could also be. Yeah, but it could also be like. This is Bandung, and the part of Bandung is Tingi.
Yeah.
I feel like this is
What
too
Oh, like if
city
it's a
would be the
suburb,
L one?
obfuscated. That's a good question.
I see, I've had enough. Not second.
Because there's like two that you shorten with S,
Yeah.
which already creates a problem.
Wait. Oh no. I thought I saw something.
Hang on. I know what you mean though. Oh man,
We need Chris
Another
on this,
thing-
man.
my headache is
The thing is that this could be a different island as well.
Yeah, this is just like a statistical thing.
Yeah.
There's more letters
I
on
mean,
the back.
like, obviously Java is just a kind of coffee as well.
There's also
Yeah.
something
But, you
written
know,
on the back.
it's more likely to
of
be
the back
on
the
Java
of the
than
truck.
not.
It-
This is
yeah,
the
it's to
same.
say-
This is the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's showing the route that the bus
Which-
takes.
But does it though?
I'm
Because I feel like it's because the thing on the front seems like you
might
could change the letters,
Priorities.
and the and that on the back that's like properly like stenciled on.
I mean, maybe
Yeah.
this is the only route that bus takes.
I feel like they'd be keeping their options open.
Well, maybe this is a really reliable route. I mean, they seem to have plenty of cargo and people to transport.
Isn't Indonesia very natural disaster prone? I don't know if reliable route is a thing.
I mean, reliable in the sense that there's always people who need to go between these two places, or in
Yeah,
between
again,
these places.
probably not when a natural disaster just happened.
This is really.
I feel like you'd want some flexibility.
I'm actually curious. As
Honestly,
to what
I'm
kind
just,
of bus.
I'm just tempted to
Go,
put it
just
in
put
Jakarta.
yeah. Because we still have
Yeah,
to
let's just see
time
what
as well.
happens.
When are we? Yes.
This could be any
70s.
time too. I feel like maybe this is the 70s or some shit.
Anywhere between the 70s and yesterday.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There's no phones that I'm seeing, so
Yeah.
Just people enjoying the moment.
I wonder if that's like in a Suzu bus or something. That looks either a Suzu or Suzuki.
Everyone
say-
seems to be wearing. Oh, yes, shoes.
They all seem to be well
And
dressed.
very wide pants on this guy.
Yeah, bell bottoms. I'm with the guy wearing the flip flops. This is definitely flip flop weather.
Oh,
No
yeah, for
sweaty
sure.
feet. The bus. See, the bus.
I'm tending towards just. Yeah.
Yeah, I think 70s because that bus.
Oh my
looks...
god!
Oh,
Okay, that was
and
good, but
wow.
also that was people loading goods onto a bus in Bukit
Oh
Tinggi.
my god!
Fuck off!
Ding.
Fuck off!
Okay, yeah, that's
We
a look.
got
That's
the correct
Fuck
thoughts.
the fuck off!
Wait, what was the El dot la Azung? What was El Bazung?
El Basa?
Yeah, so where's that? Where are they driving to? Pakamanga, Peking. It might be north. Oh,
I mean,
that
they
road,
do seem to be
that road
be
looks fucking
going
brutal.
for a long distance sort of deal.
Yeah, so
But man, okay, let's just move on.
yeah,
We've spent 15 minutes on that one.
This is
Lyon.
Lion Francais.
Lion announces. Garage
It might
de la
actually. I mean, it might
Charrette.
not be Lyon, but it's probably Lyon. Let's be honest.
There's a bunch of pigeons.
Oh, okay. This might.
Oh
be
wow,
a guy.
that's very.
I do fuck with him. He's powerful. I like this.
Would you call him a high value male?
No, he is not a person.
Social agricola.
This is like
Yeah.
a
Okay.
farmers
An agricultural
sort of
union.
union, yeah. Farmers insurance. Shit, this is likely Lyon, but like, where?
That bird looks like it got fucking shot, man. I feel like I suspect we're not gonna find anything further than
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
oh my
somewhere
god, I'm genius.
Downtown though, definitely.
But what
By
year
the
is this?
decathlon. I once was in Lyon and purchased a flask of alcoholic beverages at a shop called The Crazy Cat.
Damn.
Was the cat
Or
crazy?
Le Chat Fou. There wasn't any cat. It was
Oh, I feel like
Do you
that's
think
misrepresentation.
False advertising.
Do you think people in
Deceptive.
Tamriel don't keep cats as pets?
they think it's like gauche.
Because it's like there's all like
Can you show me
it's
the statue a little bit better?
that's
Also, counterpoint: people in the real world keep monkeys as pets.
No, but
That's a good point.
it's also no, but monkeys are not actually. I don't think it's like primarily about the insulting nature of it. I don't think many people really care about not insulting Khajiit, but it's also like it would feel a bit. I would feel a bit spied upon, especially if I like distrust Khajiit because I'm racist, right? I would always the idea that this is like not an actual cat, but actually like a Khajiit spying on me. That's like a fully intelligent
Yeah,
person.
Yeah,
That
weren't
would
there,
always
like,
be at the
Khajiit
back of my
that-
mind.
Weren't there like Khajiits that look like just regular cats?
Yeah, that's Alfiks.
Yeah.
Yes.
They are. That's like a 1/12 of all Khajiit look like that. I
Damn,
think.
that must be
Yeah,
pretty
it's
fucked.
pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Well, also, I'd say if you're
Oh,
really
fuck,
racist
that's
towards
an
Khajiit,
address.
then
Oh,
Does it
that's
say?
Rue de la Charité. Does it say Charité?
Rue
don't-
de Pi-
Oh yes,
Rue-
I think it does.
It's la garage
Rue
de
de
la
la
Charité.
Charité.
It's la rue de la Charité. Oh,
It's just remind me
Yeah.
that like back in the medieval era, streets in Europe, there would be specific streets where you go to piss and poop, and they were called like Rue de Pipe and stuff like that.
is this true?
I
Chat, is
think
this
we would
real?
just buy it.
Yes, of
Yeah,
course, I would.
they had streets designated for that type of activity.
I can confirm I was there.
The Rue
The
de l'Épée?
mystery.
No, this is the sleeping
fact-
one. This is for EP.
In
Rue de
fact,
l'Épée.
they called one. They called a peace street after me once.
But yeah, they had those streets so that way, like
Wait.
when the
Is there like a hospital, maybe?
so that way there was like central points where the poop collectors can go and collect it all and take it out of the city.
For the poop.
Yeah, what's the French word for poop? Is it from I can't.
Poop.
I just
Le
remember
poop.
I just remember there used to be a
Merde.
street in Merde, Rue de Merde. Yeah,
I mean, that's more like shit.
no,
I mean,
just
sure.
the one street I remember is Rue de Pipe, and apparently it was in Paris.
That's just like a frog, man. That one had
Also-
to marinate a bit.
Yeah,
I appreciate
exactly.
Didn't
that.
the
they
moment.
like? Didn't they like use peas for like dyeing clothes or something or tanning leather?
I feel like this is too far out of the city center.
Yeah. I just figured Rue de la Charité would probably be by.
Ah,
By
there
a
was one
hospital.
above though, like a little hospital. If you scroll north, there's a hospital
Oh.
there.
Rue
Jaboulet.
Jaboulet?
Hang on.
Rue
De la-
Chiffre. Oh,
Could that be it too, though?
what?
Because we can't really read. We're not sure that it says
Which
Rue de
one?
la, the Chevreul. We're not sure that it says Rue de la Charité.
It definitely says de la.
Okay. Yeah. That's I forgot that actually.
I should also mention the book I got that from was from. It
This
was
could
the
not be de l'université, could it?
No.
Oh, wait, maybe there's a train station called like Charité.
Charité sounds like a French liquor. I know it's charity, but like it does sound like a French liquor.
Wait, let me just.
what's
Non.
the name?
Hôpital de Fourvière.
Oh yeah, the book I got that from was a time traveler's guide to medieval England,
Hell yeah.
and they were giving examples of because apparently many cities in England and also because they gave examples had streets designated for defecation, and they often got the names like
Oh.
Poop Street, Pea Street, stuff like that.
This one is called Rue de la Red Cross.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
Rue de la Salle.
Wait, what? No, the Red Cross is founded in Switzerland, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
But Boulevard, sorry, it's Boulevard de la Croix Rousse.
The Russian cross?
Yeah.
Poisson.
They have a Rue de la Tourette? That's crazy, dude.
Sorry?
Rue de la Tourette.
Rue de la Tourette.
Oh my god, it is. I feel like I remember that Tourette had. I think it might be like a small tower.
Yeah, it
French.
also means that, but I do imagine people go there and just like say shit.
Yeah, you just go there. You just
French Canadian. Oh my god, Chariot. You fucking.
Are you sure? Okay, no, I mean
this one says du Chariot d'Or.
Yeah,
I feel
no,
like.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And this one's just a German guy. Rüpplinger.
Rüblinger?
Yeah.
Fucking Institut Européen du Kung Fu Traditionnel.
European.
I sense aggression.
French so much. It's unreal, dude.
I feel like he
I
wants
think
to
we
get a
should
bit
do
too far
all
out
the
of it.
French without
Hang
exception.
on.
Every French person.
No, you had one
I
just there.
would-
Zoom back in.
Wait.
Zoom back in. No. Zoom back in where you were.
I would like to apologize
It's too far
for
north.
something I have.
South.
Yeah.
South of the hospitals.
Oh, what's going on, Alex?
Yeah, I would like to
Oh, no.
apologize for calling French. For calling the French people.
I missed.
That was out of
because
line.
For me, it's way smaller than it is for you.
I would like to say that while I feel
I'm-
that
I'm
Is that a
Canada,
river split?
Yeah, we can't keep it downtown.
Yeah.
We have one downtown. I think it's good.
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah.
But
Okay,
when are we?
Let's
Jesus
see.
Christ, the man has the high waist.
Yeah,
Also,
but he
he's
is
not-
old, so
A second bird is hitting the tower.
I hemmed, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry, pants.
No, the hem is
was-
like your crotch, I think.
I feel like this could be the 60s.
I don't know. I
Hem is
like
the
I like
crotch?
I like
Only the hem
following-
is where the leg ends. Right?
Look, I'm not sure. I like following the Derek fashion guy, but I don't really read his fashion posts. I just like watching him ratio people.
Yeah, that's
Dummies.
very real.
If that guy was French, would he be Durek?
Durek.
I would
No,
say
I think
I'd
he's
say
like-
65.
I think he's Vietnamese. The Derek
Yeah.
guy.
Fuck.
I mean,
Oh,
that's,
god damn. Okay.
You
that was
were
pretty good.
close. You were pretty good there.
Yeah, it would have been.
There
better.
literally isn't a Rue de la Charité on the map.
Well, that would have been.
It just
About-
doesn't
Um,
exist.
Maybe the name changed.
That's excellent.
if you think about it, being Vietnamese is basically the opposite to being French.
I don't believe that's the case. Actually.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
They
no,
used to- they-
think
I
about
mean,
it.
the French colonized them and oppressed them for
Fucking hate
Quite
the
a-
French so much.
But think about it.
I have thought
Why?
about it, and I don't agree. It said Pölsefabrik there. But Pölse
they-
is the
they
word for fucking sausage. So
They were like a French
Wait,
colony, and they
All
rebelled
right,
against
in
that.
Norwegian, right?
Norwegian
That's
and also
taking the-
Danish, and I believe maybe perhaps also Swedish. So it's that
Alex-
area of the world.
Alex, do you want to repeat that since these two knuckleheads were talking?
No, it's
I would-
also bullshit because they have adopted a ton of things from the French culture. I mean, this is like
No,
calling
but-
the Americans the opposite of English people. They're
Yes,
they're
that's-
more
oh,
English
yeah, I
than
agree.
the English.
It's not the same because like the Americans re-Anglicized afterwards. Like they they became French. Sorry, if they became friends again. But like the Vietnamese like rejected Frenchhood, and they so far have stayed.
They say
French.
that, but they still drink cafe au lait. So
They also had some really good sandwiches as well.
Yeah, but like they do it better than the French. Fucking take. I'm going to give you one of my hot takes. One of my most consistent hot takes. French cuisine is very overrated. In fact, I would say it is the most overrated cuisine in the entire planet.
I mean, it is the most #1 rated cuisine in the entire planet as well.
Exactly, because of that. Because it's kind of meat, but like.
I mean, I prefer Italian. Stream time is over though, so we have to finish this up. Actually,
yeah, we have to wrap.
I have
this
a
up.
horrible migraine, and I need to stop this.
I told you ate that Laffy Taffy. I told you it was going to happen.
It really didn't change much.
Well, it did make things better.
This is somewhere in the. Is there any of them have those like carriages? Those particular trams?
Well, that tram in the background looks very old, like 1920s. Maybe
Doesn't
even
it say
1910s.
Oslo though on top of it?
Does it? Does it?
Sorry?
Oh, it does.
Does it?
Oh my god, it does!
Oh,
yeah.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay, so
Excellent.
yeah, Oslo and that tram could be like 1910s, 1920s tram.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Definitely.
This is probably after World War One.
Say 1920. I feel like 1920 hits it.
Yeah, or yeah. Things were They're still doing the militarist thing, but not.
Holy,
you know what? That was pretty good.
Whoa, that's pretty good. That's a great way to end.
Fucking Indonesia tore us up. But other than
that's
that,
a really good.
We were like,
score. Yeah.
1 meter, 6 meters, 800 meters, 100 meters. Damn.
Great job, everyone.
I blame the French and Indonesia. We just don't know that much about it, innit?
Yeah.
Chat, don't tell me what to do.
Raised by wolves.
I will choose whether or not I get
raised by wolves.
Raised by wolves.
The stream has already
unironically raised by wolves. Very interesting. A robot lactates.
I'm very glad that wasn't